Hello, everybody. My name is Derek Peterson. I'm the CEO of GORF. Today, March 29th, 2020, I'd like to give you a little update on where we're at with the GORF projects and where we hope to go in the future throughout 2020 and then off into the future as well going forward. And at the end of the video, I want to make a big announcement about a new project we're rolling out that I'm really, really excited about. So first of all, GORF is a network of sites. We're trying to compete with Google, basically, which is no small task, obviously. Pretty much all the product offerings, service offerings they have that are important for humanity, we're trying to reproduce and offer them in a much more human friendly way, focused on privacy and security and things like that. Obviously, Google doesn't have our best interest at heart, doesn't have humans best interest at heart, and who knows what their agenda is completely. But we're trying to reproduce everything that they're doing better. So basically, GORF.com is our main site. That's kind of like Google.com. It's a search engine. Right now, it's just proxying other search engines in various ways, and but it's all anonymous. So when you do a search on GORF, it's 100% anonymous. Nobody can see your IP address. All these other engines see is just basically our IP address. Requesting results for a certain keyword. They don't know it was you. They just think it's us making the requests, right? And we don't save anything on our end either. So it's all completely anonymous. Nobody knows what you searched for. There's no login. There's no registration here on gorf.com at all. So there's no way to associate any searches with any identities ever. It works the same way any search engine works. You just do a search, hit enter, returns results just like any other search engine would. Okay. It works pretty much all the same. It's exactly the same as you would expect on like a Google or Bing or whatever. It's images, videos, news. The one thing that is very different is we have this little, I see this little icon here. This is for our web archiving page, web page archiving system called Ditto page. Ditto, what you do is you put in a URL here. Any page, take a ditto of it. It takes an image of that page and it lets you download it. I'll give you an example here. So let's pick a page, Wikipedia. So it launches you. You can see from the search engine over to Ditto page. So this page has already had a ditto taken of it. So if you took if this date was out of date, like a really old date, and you want to take another ditto, something more updated, then you could just click this button here. It says take another ditto. Otherwise, you can just click on this link here, and it takes you to the page where the image is found. It's just a JPEG image. You can download it, right-click, download, whatever you want to do. And then you can share that anywhere you want, basically, as an image. And nobody knows where it came from, basically, or they know the URL because it's here. But when you're sharing a URL like on a social network or an email or something like that, that person that gets that link might not be able to click on that link because that URL might be blocked in their country or their location. So and a lot of times the second backup thing people do is they'll take that page and archive it on one of the existing web archiving sites like archive.is, which is a great site. But the problem is that, governments catch on to that and they just block these archiving sites URLs as well. So what we did is kind of, goes around all of that. So you can actually save it as an image. So you can take a picture of that web page. Okay. And then you can do whatever you want with that image. You can share it in email. You can share it on social network, do whatever you want. You can share the URL also, right? It'll take you right back to this URL. You can share that URL if it's still available. They haven't blocked Ditto page, but if they do block Ditto.page, then, like I said, you can just share the JPEG image anywhere. It's a very handy tool, not just for that, for getting around, country blocks on URLs, but it's also handy if you do a search. Sometimes you see a URL, you're like, I don't really want to click on that. I don't know what's going to be there. It could be malicious code's going to try to download, or you just don't want to be associated with that web page for whatever reason. So you just click on that link, and the GORF robot bings over to that web page, takes a picture of that page, and then drops you on Ditto page like I just showed you, where you can take the image and share it any way you want. It takes a picture, not just like if you press print screen, it would take a picture like of this top screen here. It actually goes the full length of the scroll. So however far the page goes on the first scroll, that's what the image will be. So it'll actually take an image from this whole page all the way down here, all the way to the very top of the page. Not just like a print screen, just a snapshot of this top part. It's a very handy tool for a lot of different reasons. So that's our search engine and our web archiving page. Basically, all of these links you see across here are already done. A couple of them aren't completed yet. The apps, we're going to have a giant app store that's going to go along with the announcement I'm going to make at the end of the video. And our game page here, this is going to be a bunch of HTML5 games, and we're going to make some of our own games as well. These are there, they exist, but they're not completed yet. But everything else you see here is done, pretty much. I mean, nothing's ever done on the internet. You're always working on things, but they're all ready to launch and have already launched. So I'll just run through these. The news site, basically, this is just a news aggregation site similar to Drudge Report. I think it updates every hour on the hour or on the half hour. And it just basically takes a link of all the URLs. We have all these different sites. You can see we have Mint Press, persecution.org, The New American, and it just pulls in these titles and you can link off to them. Providence Post. Providence Post is actually our own news site. This is going to be an alternative news site. We're going to have our own authors. We're going to have our own speakers, presenters, nonstop news there, kind of like a cable news network where we're going to have news broadcasting 24/7 pretty much with, or at least 12 hours a day with some great speakers and presenting the daily news and updates and things like that. That's going to be called Providence Post. That's providencepost.com. Again, gorf.news is the news aggregation site. Ditto.page is the web archiving site. And gorf.com, again, of course, is the search engine. So moving along here, next up we have the social network. We've built a very sophisticated social network, a federated social network over the last 18 months or so. And what federation means basically is that I can have an instance here, right, called gorf.social. You could have an instance over here called something else. Someone else could have an instance here called something else. And all the sites can join together and create one giant social network. It's very powerful. It allows people to be in their own communities, to feel secure with their own moderators, their own site admins, and not be under the thumb of some site admin they might not want to, be under for whatever reasons. Okay. It's a very powerful social network. We have groups, we have blogs, we have videos, pretty much everything you see on Twitter, Facebook, Medium, YouTube. And then we also this week added streaming, and we're going to add in chat this week. And then the following week, we're going to add in a cryptocurrency over the top of it all, a token system over the top of it all, where you can do power chats and things like that. It's a very powerful site. And it's, like I said, it's very polished, it's very finished, and we haven't done a lot of marketing yet, but it's ready and it scales very efficiently. So next up, we have GORF TV. GORF TV, gorf.tv is a Netflix clone. This is a very important project, I think, for free speech because copyright laws in America have become very, very, very anti-free speech. Hollywood has successfully pushed the copyrights out into infinity so that basically nothing is coming into the public domain now at all that was ever created. Very scary stuff because these very wealthy people are controlling everything you get to see and hear basically forever from now on, right? Unless we change it. So what we did is we were creating this Netflix clone. We're publishing everything that's currently in the public domain. So all the TV shows, all the movies currently in the public domain are going to be published here. It's all free, by the way. This is all done. We're just adding a little bit more content. We're going to have about 1,500 movies, I think, and about 500 TV shows. Those 500 TV shows obviously equal about 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 episodes. And again, it's all free. And then I did a whole video explaining the copyright laws and how GORF TV is going to fight against them. So I would encourage you to watch that. But basically, we're just going to be publishing things that should be in the public domain, but are not. And then just see where that goes legally. So that's pretty much everything that we've already built that's launched and live right now. Now I want to tell you about the things we're planning to do here in the rest of 2020 and then going forward after that. There's three basic things we're going to be doing in 2020, in addition to all, finishing, always continue working on all of these and polishing. we're going to do 3 other projects in 2020. Number one, we're going to build a Skype alternative because it's very important, and there's not a whole lot of really great alternatives right now for secure communication online, chats, and talk. And it's going to go along with our next big project, or 2 other big projects. The other big project we're going to do is we're going to join the Fediverse. So we're going to take our existing social network, as powerful as it is, and we're going to add ActivityPub protocols to it, and probably partner with one of these other projects. There's some great projects in the Fediverse that everybody should be supporting: Mastodon, Pleroma, Miski. Those are 3 great projects. There's a bunch of other ones that, there's several that have forked Mastodon, that have kind of made a mess of it, that have made it worse. But these 3 projects, I would recommend: Mastodon, Pleroma, and Miski are 3 have really dedicated teams that are doing a good job creating some good tech. And we're going to be joining them, and with our own version. The current GORF.social is set up. It's also federated, like I said, but it has a different protocol than what is currently being used in the Fediverse, which is called ActivityPub. But we're going to convert ours to be able to work in ActivityPub as well. So that's a biggie. We're going to be joining the Fediverse, number 1. We're going to be doing a Skype clone, number 2. And then number 3, the one I'm really excited about, is we're going to start creating hardware. We're going to create 2 handheld devices this year and a laptop, all of which are going to be Linux-based. Very excited about it. And they're all going to be privacy focused. They're all going to be very secure, and no Google spying with Android or KaiOS or any of these other softwares that are obviously spying on us and reporting our location, reporting everywhere we go, everything we do, everything we say, everything we text is being reported back to several other companies, not just Google, but to a lot of different folks. It's very invasive stuff. So we're going to be pushing back hard against that. I'm really excited about that. It's a very important project. There's a couple other companies that are doing it. We're going to be, going along with them in parallel. They're great projects. Hopefully all of us together can create some great solutions to help humanity going forward. But those should be released here pretty soon. We got a little delayed with everything that's going on in the world right now and our partners overseas. Not China. We're not partnering with anywhere in China, by the way, just so you know. So don't worry about that. But everywhere's pretty much shut down, as you know, right now. So we're got a little delayed, but everybody's still working, actually. So we're still moving forward with everything. So we're really excited about all these projects, everything we've already built, and the things we're going to be building this year. Particularly, I'm excited about. We need your help to do all these things. This is not cheap. So far, I have paid for everything that you see here 100% on my own. Haven't taken any money. We've taken about $2,000 total, I would say, in donations and memberships and things like that. Total, right? Over the course of many years, I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on these projects. And my team is underpaid. They're a great team, very dedicated. They've made a lot of sacrifices. They should be making probably double what they're making, honestly, these folks. And it's very frustrating for me not to be able to pay them what they deserve, especially when you see these other companies out there that are just blowing money on and not producing anything. It's very frustrating. So the way you can support us, we hope you do, is just go to gorf.store and buy some t-shirts, buy some mugs, whatever you can afford. We have really cool designs. We're going to come out with new designs every week. It's all kind of a retro type feel. Very high quality shirts. They're all tri-blend t-shirts. We have 3/4 sleeve girls and men's type shirts. And, they're all, like I said, they're all very cool retro designs. And we're going to be adding a lot more going forward. So hopefully we're going to use this gorf.store to fund all of our operations, hopefully, going forward until we can actually break even. We don't expect, we're not really, I would say, a for-profit. We're kind of a more focused on building things that are important for humanity more than things that are necessarily profitable or going to make us wealthy, is really our focus. And that's going to continue to be our focus and going forward, which makes it hard to bring in investors and things like that, obviously, because they're always focused on profit, and that is not our focus. So, that's always in conflict. So we need your support, basically, is what it boils down to. So please, if you can afford, I know everyone's tight right now, but if you want a cool t-shirt, gorf.store. Okay. And if any designs you'd like or things like that, just let me know. We can bang stuff out pretty quickly here. So again, I'm Derek Peterson from the GORF Network. Thank you for listening and support us if you can. Bye-bye.